So Dr. Pardia wanted to develop video content specifically on near-death experiences. This was very tricky because we had to visualize something that was really never visualized. Now, he had taken these accounts from patient experiences. NYU Langone has done amazing research in this space. And with that being said, going through the entire process was kind of difficult. Just for context, the typical process for microlearning educational videos is simple. You start off with the learning objective, you develop a script, you create a storyboard where you map out everything scene by scene, you create the assets, and you align it to audio. But with that being said, the storyboarding phase was quite challenging, just because we had to factor in interesting analogies, and there was iteration upon iteration. With that being said, the team was relatively patient. We were able to stick it through and create a really cool example. Another unique facet about this video was specifically on the design. We needed more of what we call a soft comic book style. And the reason why we call it soft comic book style, I'm going to include a link in our description that references our comic book video style, because we needed a topic or a video style that showed emotionality and that can cover certain scenarios of depicting imagery involving people. With that being said, let me walk you through the video, and then I'll wrap up with a few very useful tips on the process.
60 years have passed since the discovery of CPR, and most scientists still had thought that cells deprived of oxygen would die within 10 to 15 minutes after death occurred. But with recent advancements in research and technology, they are coming to understand that after a person dies, the cells in the body and brain go through a slow biological process of death.
I really love how this video turned out. With that being said, the process was kind of difficult to implement because we were visualizing things that haven't necessarily been shown before. So, some really quick tips on the process. When you're developing something that requires a lot of complex imagery where nobody knows what they want, and what I really mean that too, we were working with the doctor and they were relying on us for the creative side. But with that being said, developing creative specifically in the context of education is a collaborative process. The first tip I have for you is to set up a call with your subject matter experts, going scene by scene with the storyboard artist and the subject matter expert so they can blend ideas and mesh them together. What you don't want to do is go from a script and have your storyboard artist produce something that doesn't necessarily align to the vision of the subject matter expert in a way that aligns with the content. Now, tip number 2 is relatively easy. What you want to make sure you do is include as much detail in the storyboard as possible. Now, there's 2 types of storyboards that I've seen within the industry. Now, this is a gross oversimplification, but some of our clients reach out to us and they have what we call a series of scene descriptions. They'll describe everything scene by scene, and it's essentially a 2-column sheet with text on one side and scene descriptions on the other. The challenge we have here is scene descriptions can be quite vague, and as you would imagine, they're open to interpretation. So this is why I always challenge our team to go above and beyond by developing a very detailed illustrated storyboard. Then I can actually pull up some cool examples here in terms of reference. But with that being said, when you have these visuals, you'll have more potential or less potential for misalignment between subject matter experts. And then of course, you can rapidly test the ideas sooner and faster. So that's it, guys. I'm including a few links in terms of support on how to storyboard, as well as the comic book style of video. With that being said, make sure to subscribe and reach out if you guys have any questions. Thanks again. Cheers.
If you want to continue learning about microlearning best practices, be sure to subscribe to our channel, the Microlearning Lab by Tropic. We'll keep sharing the latest tips, tricks, and techniques to help you get the most out of your training programs.